Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to Rogue Legacy. So, on the last episode, I was talking a fair amount about, like, you know, social stuff, and eventually kind of how I got into YouTube, so I figure I might as well keep talking about getting into YouTube and whatnot. So, I also mentioned that I was, really getting into Nickelodeon and... Or not getting into Nickelodeon, I was working at Nickelodeon. And the problem with working at Nickelodeon is, especially the stuff I was doing, I was largely working with, like, specific IPs that I wasn't particularly interested in, specifically SpongeBob. I've mentioned this before. It's not uncommon. But, I really don't like SpongeBob. But when it came down to it, it was like I was starting to feel really creatively bankrupt, because all I was doing was just rehashing the same stuff over and over and over again, because my job specifically was to fix animations. I did some other stuff that was awesome, but I stopped doing that. To the point where eventually the only thing I did was fix SpongeBob. The animation was broken, I'd fix it. Animation was old, I'd update it. The art was low res because it was made for, it was made 7 years ago. I bump it up, make it look nice, yada yada yada. Problem is, I wasn't doing anything new as a result of this. I was just fixing up somebody else's stuff. And especially as, like, an artist with some amount of, like, skill, presumably, and pride, it was like, this is not fun. But I did it because, well, why not? That's what you do in a job. You do the job. I didn't want to quit because I was on a year-long lease, so it's just like, well, I guess I'm in it for at least the long haul. And it was kind of one of those where I didn't have any other job prospects anywhere else, so I was like, I'll just stick with it, deal with it, whatever. Not going to be a problem, right? And it really never was. I hate it when they do that. But when it came down to it, it was definitely like, I feel drained just working at this place. And for some people, especially my current roommate, I could see it definitely being like a fun place to work. But I never watched Nickelodeon as a kid. I never had cable. My parents didn't believe cable was a worthwhile thing. And honestly, I kind of agree with them. But, I don't know, when it came down to it, working there, I needed some amount of creative control. But when you spend all day in front of Flash and Illustrator and Photoshop, you really don't want to do any more Flash, Illustrator, or Photoshop. So it was definitely one of those where it's just like, well, I guess I'm just gonna kind of... Guess I'll get it. Get the axe. I don't feel like I should be in the Maya yet. So we're just going to use this as a shortcut. Ooh, hello. We could go fight this boss. Ha! That would be hilariously unfortunate. That's a lot of gold, though. I guess popping my head over in here is actually very much worth it. But, yeah, so working there, it sucked. It was... Oh, there's a treasure chest. Isn't there? Well, we are gutsy people. There's a treasure chest here, and it probably has an insane amount of gold on it. Yep, that was well worth it in my opinion. We just have to... Ow. Pupils hurt, apparently. They drop a lot of gold, though. And we died. Whatever. Still made 1,400 gold from that one singular run. I would say that was very successful. Okay, so we've got Gigantism, Dwarfism, EHS. Well, let's go for the Gigantism. It's nice and useful. And we're going to be a miner. Okay, so what can I afford? I can do down attack up, expand the castle potentially. Still can't upgrade the miner, interestingly enough. Need a lot of money for that, apparently. I increase the amount of gold we could get. It's actually potential. Useful, but we're not quite on the farming state yet. Mostly we're looking for runes, because once we have the nice runes, then we'll be able to keep going. Probably need equipment up. First I'm gonna go here. I think we can buy the blood sword. I bought the silver sword, but I think I want to get both just for switching back and forth. Oh, we can't even equip the silver sword. That makes sense. So I guess let's go back by 1, 2. I guess that pretty much locks us out of everything. Oh well. It needed to be done. Because now we can equip this and do a heck of a lot more damage, which as a miner, well, we need. Now, can I buy anything else here as far as recipes go? Because I bought that. Don't have enough money for that. Don't think I have enough money for any of these. And can I guess I can buy mana up. Not that bad of a deal. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so working there made me feel creatively bankrupt. Didn't really feel like painting. I was already doing enough work. You know, just deal with it. And when it came down to it, it was just like I need something to do. And of course, I've been watching Game Grumps. I've been watching I've been watching Chip Cheesem and General Ironicus for years. I had been watching them before I knew Let's Playing was like even generally a possible thing for people to do. So I was like, hey, you know, I'll give this a shot, see how I like it. And the answer is actually a lot of fun. We're going to die here already. This is going to be unfortunate. Unfortunately, a gigantic miner does not involve a whole lot of survivability. I'd like to get it at least 500 gold if possible. Uh-oh. Watch out for the spikes, Wander. Watch out for these spikes. Hey, I can hit him from here. That's convenient. But, so eventually I was just like, hey, I'll try it. And like on the previous episode... Oh boy. I was really hoping I could get to that chest, but I did not get the chance. Anyway, I was like, hey, I can do these things and have fun with people, and maybe I'll be able to make friends. And I did. I actually have quite a few friends now, which actually is kind of nice. But it's definitely one of those where it's like going into YouTubing gave me some amount of like confidence back, and at first it was definitely rough. This is not exactly an easy thing to get into. It requires a fair amount of money. You need, you know, at least a good computer, and if you don't have one, then you're kind of in trouble. You need a good hard drive, which I didn't have, which meant I actually had to scrap an entire series. Hey, we have no money. Let's try it again. Okay, so we tried... Try the first one. Nothing. Oh well. Barely lost any money. But I was like, hey, people can have fun with this. Ow. Oh, this sucks. This double sucks. Guess I have to watch out for the spike balls going through at the same time, which is not what I would call fun. Anyway, so I was like, hey, people have fun with this. I'll give this a shot too. Maybe I can, maybe not be successful at it, but I can at least have fun with it. And when it comes down to it, I think I've succeeded there. My original goal was to make a group of, make a group of friends that I could burrow around with, and there we go. And, you know, at this point, the solo stuff is kind of more for my own enjoyment and amusement. Because when it comes down to it, I keep saying that, apparently. Land of Darkness. Don't think that's an appropriate place for me to be right now. Okay, Wisp, you're going down. I should probably just go out of my way to kill everything. Ooh, we got a treasure chest in this one. So I guess we just better kill the Wisp. Wisp did not have much health. Down there, kill him, there we go. I don't think we're going to make it out of this run like gangbusters, but we're definitely going to make it out of here. Freaking Doombus. But yeah, so the roguelike stuff is kind of for my own amusement, plus, especially until, like, I have the ability to hang out with, like, more professional YouTubers, the chances of me being able to, like, co-op Nye constantly and, like, do collabs every day are low. So, how are you gonna get there? Well, you gotta make it somehow. So I figured, I'll play games. And we started with Amalur, and it was Shell and myself. But the problem is, Shell's a busy person, honestly isn't as interested in YouTube, so I was like, okay, I'll do Sleeping Dogs by myself, see how that turns out. Actually, I have yet to finish that. I feel kind of guilty, because I actually have all the footage. I just haven't edited it all. Because, let's be honest here, editing takes a very long time. And it's kind of one of those where at some point I will... at some point I will finish that one up, because it was a good enough series. The DLC, I think, was a little boring, which is part of the reason why I've been reticent. But, so I did that one, it was fun, and I had some technical errors. And then I was like, hey, I'll get into Tower of Guns. And then the game released for sure, and, you know, I had a bunch of people show up, and, you know, I assume a number of you are crossovers for that, considering it's roguelike stuff. But I was like, hey, you know, people like roguelikes. I will play more roguelikes. I tried getting into Binding of Isaac because I've seen, you know, Northern Line do that. And when it comes down to it, I'm not that good at that game. I don't think I have the patience for it, because it doesn't have an aesthetic I like dealing with. Is there a reason for me to cross this room? There is. Okay, we're quite injured, but we can make it through. Please die before it becomes a problem. Yeah, there we go. This is actually working out pretty well for us. But so, you know, Shell and I played a fair amount of games with each other. We've finished Red Faction Armageddon, but I haven't edited that yet. We've got... Well, there's that. That was probably ill-advised. I probably should have just gotten immediately out of there. Oh well. So I don't know. We played a number of things together, but it's definitely one of those where we play a lot of games where I have to actually do editing. And you think, oh, it's just editing, it isn't that big of a deal. The problem with editing is it's very time-consuming. And I like it, it's fun, but when you have a limited amount of time, it's easier to play a game like, you know, Rogue Legacy or Tower of Guns, where you can quite simply just, you know, switch around what game you're playing, just cut up the footage, put it out, and be happy with it. But, you know, doing stuff like Dragon Commander, which is like 50% talking, well, that gets very, very time-consuming. So I've got like this crazy backlog of stuff. And I'm just kind of keeping myself content playing these games instead, which I'm okay with. Anyway, what do we want to buy? Do we want to buy damage? Do we want to buy armor? Armor is stacking up pretty nicely. Or we could do damage and kill things faster. I don't know. We could also go for equip up, which could be useful sooner. Or health. I don't really need health. Seeing as damage is so expensive and we can't buy the Lich yet. Oh, we are 20 gold away. That bites. I guess the other thing is, I'll buy that just to see if it gives us any more potential upgrades. Looks like the answer is no. Well, we've capped off there, so I guess at this point we can go for potion up, upgrading the miner, and a couple other things all around. Good to know. Let's keep going. But so Shell and I have played a lot of things, and we're going to be playing more. Today actually is the release of Bound by Flame. I'm dating this a little bit. I'm trying to avoid that. But we're going to be starting that one, and that one seems really cool, because I really like action RPGs. I really like the Dark Souls series, and I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get my Dark Souls series out earlier than it did, because I'm a lazy painter, essentially. That didn't work. But, you know, I like me some action RPGs, so games like this kind of work. Dark Souls especially is really good, because it's very methodical, and the rules make sense. This game sometimes feels a little unfair in my mind, but maybe that's just because I'm impatient. Eesh. Speaking of unfair. Ow. Can't take any more hits. Okay. There we go. Took him out with a sword wall. I think I can take one more hit from an eyeball. But got the chest, which is the main thing. Whew. Anyway, as I was saying, I don't know. I think part of it is I also like doing it solo. It's good practice for my speech, because I guess one of the reasons why that I haven't talked about yet is I have a bit of a stutter. Probably shows up every once in a while, but it's small, but it's there, and it pisses me off. Sometimes I'll just pause on a word or go silent for a second. Even though, like, I already know what I'm going to say, it's just there's a bit of a translation error between brain and mouth. And it's frustrating to me, because I'd very much like to be able to verbalize constantly. But it was, well, an issue. Anyway, defeat all enemies. I think I can do that. Fairy chest, you're going to be mine, presuming we don't take too much damage. Gigantism here would be nice. Being able to kill the Doom bosses in one hit is making life substantially easier. I don't know how many there are either, but we're going to get this fairy chest, which I think is going to be one of our first. which I'm happy about. Also, we wanted to kill all of these guys anyway, because, well, lots of cash. Why did it go dark? Oh, okay, it just went dark because we weren't close to it anymore. Meaning, we hadn't finished the objective yet. And this is dead. Back off of that. Okay, so it lights up every time we've killed an enemy. Every time we've, like, gotten close to an enemy. I think we're good. I think that's all of it. Because it's flashing or something. Please open. There we go. We got a curse rune. Huh. Don't know what that does, but that's a good thing. Oh, okay. So there's actually a reason to go through that long spiky chamber that I was in earlier. Guess we're going back. But I don't know. It's just nice to do something that gets over some of my failings. It's part of the reason why I got into painting, because it was something that I could do that would be like a consistent growth. Like every time I do a new painting, it's better. There's more detail to it. There's more interesting stuff to it. And when it comes down to it, that's ideal to me, because I like growing. I don't like having a skill cap. I don't like having limitations on myself. And so, you know, by doing artwork, not a whole lot of limitations. Not exactly what I would call the most, the greatest as far as, like, pay grade, but realistically in life, money has never mattered to me that much. As long as I have enough to afford, you know, food, living space, and presumably enough video games to continue on. Because, yes, I'm addicted to video games, I will admit that, but I don't know, realistically I don't see it as that bad of a thing. I just see it as something that needs moderating to the point where I'm not sacrificing the rest of my life. And part of it is I'm kind of hoping that the YouTube thing works out well for me, because after a certain point, if I could just kind of be an indie game developer slash let's player slash, like, painter, I'd be set. I'd be happy. But I guess there's something to be said about following your dreams willfully without actually thinking about what you're doing. So we've actually, yeah, we're clearing this place out. We've made a lot of money and we are full health, which impresses me. Because, well, I'm pretty accident prone. Glad I got on that platform too. I haven't been through this door. I don't have enough jumps for that. Someday. Someday we will attempt one of those, but my confidence in doing a take no damage fairy chest run usually works better when it's going vertical. As it stands, not that big of a deal. Wisp, die. There we go. Yeah, the blood chest plate is definitely working out well for us. The slow, just, I guess, regen of health based on kills makes things last a lot longer. I was getting tired, though. I'm gonna have to stop after this episode. That's okay. But, yeah, so after a certain point, you know, Let's Playing has kind of become more of a me thing, you know, to have fun, to relax, and to hopefully make something of it-ish. I don't think I ever want to be as big as, like, Nanners or Cry or anything like that. Actually, realistically, I do, but let's be honest here. I think I'd rather just have a YouTube channel that's semi-successful, so I have a reason to do it even when I've got, like, a full-time job and quote-unquote better things to do. But, I don't know. I guess I also just really appreciate doing this. It's zen. I don't know if it's playing the game or talking about it. I think it's the talking that's nice. But I'd have to think about that sort of thing a lot more. Is there a chest at the end of this? No, it's just a corridor, potentially to the forest. Don't feel like dealing with that. Maybe there's something on the other side, but again, do not want to deal with. Hello, chicken. First time I've actually gotten a wall chicken and didn't really need it. Thank you, blood rune. Or blood chest, I guess, really. Okay, so we've got that cannon there. Oh. I guess it might not have actually... The corridor above us might not actually bring us to the forest after all. But, well, let's go down this direction first. Avoid the bones. That was frustrating. There's a bit of a cooldown between sliding and attacking. And I ran into the skeleton as a result of it. Well, I guess we can go back and get the wall chicken that's waiting for us at the other end. Unless it's disappeared. Either way. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, why I got into Let's Playing. Oh, the wall chicken's gone. Whatever, we'll get that health back eventually. I guess we've got one more exit out the top left of this room that we can head for. Oh, and there's some more enemies in here. Oh, that just means more health for us. because at least at this point, these guys' pattern is pretty easy to predict. Oh. Well, this worked out for us last time, and considering we're full health and have 2,000 gold, what could go wrong, right? We're going into the Maya. Break the boxes. Don't want to deal with Skeleton Archer. But, ooh. You coming after me, Worgen? I guess he did. He's a lot faster than I was expecting he would. Explodes into a shower of gold, though. Like that. Like me some showers of gold. Nice. These guys are scary. Everything is scary here. Yep. Well, that resulted in our death. I was kind of hoping we could get up to that chest, but when it comes down to it, didn't need it that much. That was a very successful run. We even got up to row 3, and we're kind of holding our own in the Maya. I think we need more armor before we keep doing that. Anyway, Assassin, let's go for a Barbarian King. There we go, but I think this is a good stopping point. I've kind of blathered long enough about everything and anything. Let's first go... Ooh, right. We can buy an enchantment. So what can we afford? There we go. So, Curse Rune. Harder enemies, greater rewards. Yeah, why not? Things have been getting a little bit easier, and I like me some money. Plus, we don't have any other chest runes to go for, so can't complain about it too much. Just hope that the rewards are really good as opposed to only halfway decent. I guess at this point we could buy the Night Chest if we felt like it, but let's get the Blood Sword. It does less damage, but it works. And it's the exact same weight as the Silver Sword, so we don't need to buy any more equipment up. Question is, can we... Oh, shoot. I probably should have saved my money and gone for the Lich. Oh, well. Let's go for... I think we're going to go for Attack Up. No. We're going to get this. Maybe there's something even higher than Potion Up. Spell Thief. That's cool. Don't exactly know what that does, but hey. It's not that expensive, and we can go for it. Presuming we get enough money in the future. Anyway, there's an infinite amount of things to talk about, but that's it for today. So I will see you guys on the next run of Rogue Legacy, and I don't know what we'll talk about. I'll have to think it up. Maybe I'll actually write something down on this handy-dandy notepad so I'm not all over the place. Maybe. Anyway, see you guys next time, and as always, thanks for watching.